And welcome back to Subculture After Dark. Well, we have got a very, very special guest that we're about to chat to at the moment because we know that you are all excited about Avatar coming down under to Australia. How do we know that? Because we have been part of you guys sending petitions to try and get this band to Australia. They're finally coming in August, so we thought we would actually get Johannes from the band on the phone to chat all about it. Welcome to the program, mate.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for petitioning and for for standing up for the little guy.
How does that make you feel, knowing that your Aussie fans so badly wanted you here that they were willing to send petitions to radio stations to see if they could make it happen?
Honored, happy, and I'll tell you, it's most certainly everything helps, because for any and every band to kick that door in that first time, to come and play that first time, that's the hardest. And depending on how well you do or not do, the second time should be a bit easier. But just to make someone, promoters and stuff, believe in you or want to take a chance on you when you don't have any any track record at all, but on your whole continent, it takes a little bit of everything. So those grassroots things of just being vocal about it in a way that we can't from over here until now,
Yep.
It helps. So I guess gratitude is the main feeling, and I'm sorry a bit about the noise in the background. They are renovating everything.
Oh, that's okay. We can't hear it, so that's fine. So
Good. Okay. Good stuff.
So the business part of it aside, does it put pressure on you as a musician when you're coming to play in a country for the first time?
I don't think I feel more pressure or less pressure in any given situation. There can be nerves connected to certain situations. Last year we came to South America for the first time, Brazil specifically, which was great. But the pressure part or the nerves part was that we were opening for Iron Maiden, which means we turn into teenage boys again. Just because of, what that band has meant for us growing up and things. Now, because these are our own shows, it's purely excitement, purely anticipation, and the pressure's always on every show. That's kind of our mindset anyway. I'm very, very much into wanting to be our very, very best each and every time. So that pressure is normal. We live with that constantly.
Yeah.
So now it's just, again, the excitement of, oh gee whiz, I hope we see a kangaroo or whatever, or other Australian things. I don't even know where to begin with it. Everyone here at some point had a little shiny neon colored toy boomerang out of plastic as a kid in the 90s, and no one was ever able to make it fly back in your hand like they did in the cartoons, like Bugs Bunny did. So I want someone with Bugs Bunny skills to throw a boomerang in front of me. So it's so there's a lot of anticipation about hitting Australia for the very first time. Means that also the mundane things will feel exotic, and having that privilege of getting to travel around so much, I'm so excited to go somewhere that will be so new to me.
Yeah. There's a place up on the Gold Coast, actually. I think it's called the Aussie Farm Experience, where not only can you pat a kangaroo and hold a koala, but they will actually teach you to throw a boomerang as well.
So everything that people from the Northern Hemisphere associate with the country and reduce it to we get to do all in a nice scheduled manner somewhere.
Exactly.
Where you can buzz us in and let us wear little hats with the corks hanging down, I think, also. Isn't that a stereotype?
Yeah, the Akubra hat. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Well, maybe it's not a stereotype, but maybe it's a staple.
Yep. Do you know what the corks are for, though?
I will do an unqualified guess that it's soaked in something that keeps something that bites you nastily away.
Yeah, so basically the stockman who used to take cattle on huge journeys of up to 1,000 kilometers on horseback used to wear those hats to keep the flies out of their nose and mouth
There you go.
while they were riding. Yep. So
See, that was a decent guess then.
yeah. So what else have you got in mind to do while you're here? Like, you want to get out and see nature, of course. Is there anything else that you like to do when you're on tour?
Oh, I don't even know how much time we will have and stuff. But the thing is, again, when you go for the first time, it's easy because then everything is new.
Yep.
So just getting out the back door of the venue and walk a few blocks and harshly judge your coffee making compared to home and see what candy bars that don't exist here. You know, the little things. things. I talked about it when going to North America for the first time, that period in the beginning when how the sidewalk looked different from home even was a big deal. So I'm just looking forward to how little it will take for me to go, ooh, neat. And then the intent here is, of course, for us this will not be a one-time thing as far as we are concerned. And with that, sorry about the barking dog and again, the renovation.
That's okay.
There's a lot going on here right now. And over time, I will develop more specialized interest in regards to Australia. But now I'm just going to enjoy how little it will take.
To date, so far in your career, has there been a country that you have really loved when you've gone there to tour so much that you've thought about moving there?
I do very much like where I live and that I get to go a lot of places. And also, I am very good at finding the good part in any place we get to go, which that sounded like a very political answer, but it's also true. It's because also you have to remember the way we do travel is that we get to go places, do our favorite thing, and then people will applaud us at the end of our work shift. So it's very easy to like a lot of things, a lot of places. I've grown up with, a Swedish aunt married an Italian man, and I grew up with a close relationship to Italy that is, only stronger now. Surfing Mediterranean, I'm drawn to. There's that there, but I could say something good about every place we've been, probably.
Yeah.
I did fall in love with Mexico very recently, but I also got to not only play with a band, but be there in other contexts where I didn't have to play, and I still liked it. But Northern Europe, I realize also I'm shaped by my upbringing and very well suited to spend most of my time here.
Definitely.
I don't know, maybe it changes now. I know a lot of Swedes that get stuck in Australia, so who knows?
We have a lot of people at the moment who come here to make movies and from America, and they stay here. So yeah, that's a big thing in Australia at the moment.
Mm.
So the other question I was going to ask about coming to a country for the first time as well is, does it change your set list? Because you haven't been here before, do you kind of go back deeper into your back catalogue and play some tracks that you haven't played for a while because your fans here have not seen those tracks live?
We try to do those kind of things anyway and cycle through, to do a metal show while also being a dead band who gives a gosh darn about their latest releases. And I feel we're still getting better, meaning there will be a lot of Dance Devil Dance going on. But we still, then there you have to balance that with all the new ideas and new approaches with that you build traditions. Meaning there are certain songs that will be probably never leave the set list at this point. You got to play your Bloody Angels and your Hail the Apocalypses and songs like that. And then we have a little rotating space for what has it been a while since last time? What's going on or what hasn't been going on for a while? The thing is that the set list historically, for headline tours, we've been changing a lot. at some point, halfway through a tour, suddenly everything that you have done up until that point feels awful, and you need to shake something up for your own sake. The show we developed over here, that's been done in Europe and North America so far, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really long, but it flies by really fast. And just a set list is not just a selection of songs, but also in which order and why play that one now. And it's really hard to change this one because we nailed it.
Yeah.
So and every song will be on that first night of the tour. Every song we play will be the first time Avatar performs that song in Australia ever. So that turns into everything is a deep cut at this point, I guess.
Yeah. You've built such a reputation as being one of the best live bands in the world. How do you keep that up? Like, do you sit down and talk about how do we make the next tour bigger and better? What are those discussions normally like?
Yeah, it goes on multiple levels, I would say, those discussions and what makes that. One thing is treating setlist as a composition of its own, and what theatrical elements we can squeeze in based on that. Then, what truly does it for me, I think, is finding, when having these ideas, there's a balance to be had between what I guess is best described as choreography.
Yep.
In terms of, hey, with this song, it's cool when we do this thing, right? And then having room to listen to watch and react to the audience. Because the goal, where you want to take people every night, the goal is always the same. But you have to be sensitive to what's going on when you enter that room, when you hit the stage, in that the starting point might be different, and you want room to in the show to be able to improvise and react to that. And then the other big part is, I guess, setting kind of high fitness goals. I think in order for metal to sound and feel right, it needs to be physical. You need to be a puddle of sweat at the end of it. It doesn't mean that you have to be in the best shape of any human being ever. I think that's really secondary to it, but it has to be hard for you to do it. And over time, my cardio sessions have become more and more intense. I still feel the same on stage as I did when I was in worse shape, because I still push to my maximum all the time. And that is such a key ingredient that goes with it. But yeah, it's a lot of parallel discussions. So what we want the stage to look like, how we can transition from this thing to that thing, what would be a funny thing to do, down to the discussion of what songs do we want to play, and how they make sense together. Yeah, there's a lot of things that goes into it, really.
Definitely. Now, on the flip side, Aussie concert fans are known as some of the craziest in the world, and I've seen some pretty crazy things, including somebody in a wheelchair crowd surfing before. Are you prepared for the craziness of your Australian fans?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, even. I mean, that's what we like, and I like doing it. And I feel fortunate that I didn't pursue a style of music or a form of music career maybe where you are a teenage star, meaning there are plenty of teenagers also at our show, of course, but it's not that celebrity worship where young girls scratch each other's eyes out. They help each other crowd surf instead and enter the mosh pit, which is a way more communal thing to do. And the respect that goes hand in hand with the craziness at a metal show is part of what makes it so special, I think. Sometimes people get a bit bruised, sometimes maybe nosebleeds just a little bit, but there's no one there to willfully injure anyone else or anything. They're just there to partake in intensity and make it physical also for them, and be immersed in the music and in the expression of it. So yeah, we're ready. Bring it.
Awesome. So to finish off, what would you like to say to all of your Australian fans out there who are not only already coming to the show, but also to the ones who are still to grab a ticket yet?
Well, we are the best we have ever been as far as stage performance goes. So, and I intend to be able to say that also for the next album cycle and the next album cycle, and I will want to keep being able to say that until I don't get to do this anymore. That being said, seeing us now, the best time to see Avatar so far in history is now. So why not do that? And additional to that, I want to thank people because we have heard voices from Australia for quite a long time. And like I said in the beginning, the first time is the hardest, and everything helps. Everything has helped. And since we want to go and do this over and over again, we don't want this to be a one-time thing. And the more we can impress promoters, the more, what was I going to say? Basically, the more money someone in a suit can make off of us over down there, the more likely we get to do it more often. So, tickets matter a lot right now. So please spread the word.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us tonight. It's been an absolute honour having you on our show, and I cannot wait to head along and check out your show in Melbourne.
Likewise, can't wait to play.